I made 100 mil in the first 4 days of wipe 0.15 solo, not because I have no friends. I have plenty of friends who would definitely play with me if I asked, without any keys, market flipping, or scav runs. I alternated between Ground Zero and Streets, but both maps are excellent for making money. The only reason I mixed in more Ground Zero was because it has better FPS, and because I was getting horribly long queue times for Streets. I recommend focusing on just one of them to learn. If your PC isn't great, then go with Ground Zero. Otherwise run Streets, because if your queue times are equal, then Streets is more efficient. I used the same strategy for both maps. Focus on night raids unless queue times become too long. Avoid hotspots. Don't stay in raid too long hoping for incredible loot. Just fill up your bag and rig and get out. Or you could keep looting. You could miss a GPU that's in a PC halfway across the map. You never know unless you check. Don't let some noob on the internet tell you how to play. For loadouts, pretty much any CQC gun will be fine. I preferred the AKS-70 for you to start, and then RPK and AK-12 when it got cheaper. And I burned through the starter bear ammo, and once I got Flea, I purely ran PP and later BT. Armor and helmet choice doesn't matter that much. However, I began with Paca, then switched to Untar, and ended up with Karasa and Monocleats. And for the helmet, I initially ran GSSH no helmet, then switched to Kiver, and finally ZSH. For my rig and bag, I started by running whatever had the most slots that I could either loot or buy from Fence. Then once I got Flea Market, I quickly upgraded to Mechanism and eventually ended up with MPPV plus Mechanism with an LBT or second MPPV inside. In general, keep in mind that the less weight you bring into raid, the more you can easily take out. Also run a green flare for both maps, as Klimov and mirror extracts are incredibly convenient. A green flare has a guaranteed spawn on this dead body here at mirror, but sometimes it will be looted by other players, and it's also safer to avoid looting in the open. I kept a notepad to help me with my looting prioritization. I only listed items that were far better or worse than I thought, as there is no point in writing down to remember to keep bitcoins or to drop single-use bandages. I continuously updated the notepad as prices fluctuated. Between each raid, I used the quick dump method to instantly reapply my loadout and dump all my loot. To do this, I made sure my current loadout was saved at the top of the list, so that when I opened my loadouts, it would automatically be selected and I could easily reapply it like this. Check my loadout preset guide in the description below if you want more details. Between raids, I also kept my aim warm with AimLabs so that I could be on point for the actual raid. I prefer Kovacs, but AimLabs is free and doesn't crash Tarkov when they're both running. Day 1, I focused on unlocking green flares from Jaeger so that I could extract easier from Streets and Ground Zero. I did complete a few more quests, but I wasn't in any hurry at all to get Flea Market unlocked, because if you unlock it too fast, there's really no one else to actually buy anything you're trying to sell. So as long as I unlock it by the end of the first day or early on day 2, then that's fast enough to take advantage of spiked barter item prices. There are many different places to loot on both maps, so you need to adjust your route depending on where you spawn, so that you take the most direct route from your spawn to extract. For Ground Zero, most of my loot came from the Underground and Skyside, but if I spawn near Capital or Empire, then I'd loot those before heading underground. Okay, for the Underground, we're going to start at Fusion. So this is the end closest to Capital Insight, which is over there, and Nakatani would be up there. Empire is over there, Terror Group there-ish, and Skyside over there. So Fusion, sometimes it can be a duffel over there. Usually a duffel here or there and dead body. Tech crate in the back of here, and also sometimes a duffel and a tech crate here or there. Some barter items there. And loose around here. And that's the stairs up to Empire. Then there can be, like on any of these pallets, there can be loose barter items, but it's just be careful that you're not spending too much time out in the open while you're, checking around for different pallets. There can be a duffel up there and also loose items in the back here, but it's kind of sketchy to loot. You're fairly exposed. And yeah, that pallet there as well. There can be a duffel over there on top. I think sometimes on one of these boxes, but I never check it because it's a bit dangerous. There are, if we just go over here. So this is the big ramp leading to Mirror over there. I don't normally loot in here because it's so exposed. But if you're like really desperate, Then there can be like a toolbox, duffel, and other toolboxes and duffels and dead bodies over there, but I pretty much never loot it. Yeah, it's pretty exposed. So we'll go back to this side. We've got loot there and over there, but we'll hit this first. There can be usually 1 or 2 tech crates here, as well as a duffel. And then we'll run back. And I think a toolbox or duffel can spawn here and there, and loose items here, and obviously the couple of jackets. Then loose items on that pallet, and also on that pallet, and toolbox, tech crate, and I think loose items can spawn there. This is the entrance into Skyside. That's where we'll head every time we want to extract. And toolbox, and I think a duffel can spawn there, which is like weirdly on its side. This one is sometimes lootable, sometimes it's not. I don't know if it's a bug or intended, but a lot of crates now are randomly lootable or not. It's very, very odd. And dead body there. Loose items, barter items here, here, and on the back, like around here, and also sometimes a duffel or a toolbox there, I think. And I think a toolbox can be there, and also a duffel in the back of the car and a dead body there. And that is all I loot for the underground before we head through Skyside and out towards Mirror. Now for Skyside, we'll start from the underground of Skyside, and we'll come through here. Just look all along the ground for like loose barter items, dead scav. This one is randomly lootable or not, and loose items and toolboxes all along the edges of these corridors. You'll want to check. Now, there can be some toolboxes like here, here, and I think over there, but it's a little bit higher traffic, a little bit of a higher traffic area, so I usually skip these unless I'm desperate. And I always will sprint through here because there can be a lot of scavs, and especially once you get to level 21 and above, Kalante can be just out there and murder you. So sprint through. Then like a toolbox here, sometimes in there, and dead scav. And again, toolbox, and just check all along the edges. Barter items and stuff can be hiding all along here, like in there. Other toolbox can spawn there, barter items. Just check. Check toolbox. Keep checking. Duffel or toolbox can spawn there. And I think a duffel or something up there. And just check around for loose items like food. On all the tables, dead scav. Well, kind of a scav. Suitcase you can loot. And just check all these little tables. Grab everything. You become a vacuum cleaner. Ground zero vacuum cleaner. Check all these side tables for food. And also back here. Like all through here for food. Then we'll come up here. And check all these tables. Here is a great opportunity to clear one sort of extra campy spot, which is kind of tucked away up there. A little bit hard to see at night, but yeah, just have a look up there. And then have another look when you're actually pushing out to Mirror. So just be... So often people are camping up there. And or, like I've had a duo set up, one up there. And also one just around the corner here. Which was particularly nasty. So like one will sit like here, crouched. So their friend might let them know. Their friend will be able to hear you in the little restaurant, and they'll let them know that you're coming. And they have an insane crossfire on you. So yeah. But there's like a lot of places that people can camp. It's pretty getting rougher as people learn how to camp Mirror. And then you just loot the green flare on this body, and get out Mirror. Easy. Now for capital, go into capital. There is loot on the ground floor, but not that much, so I usually skip it because I only loot capital if I spawn here, and I just want to loot a little bit and get out before like squads come up behind me. So there's a little bit of food and random items like along the side here. Just have a quick scan as you're running past. And on the table, table, there, there. And we'll run up. I like to close this behind me so that I can check to see if the door's opened while I'm looting. Just to check if like someone's stuck in and is trying to creep up behind me. So we have a bunch of PCs, filing cabinet, and random items along the tables. And food. Food along the back, and sometimes up there. And a bunch of computers. Gold spawn there-ish, or maybe, yeah, definitely there, and I think another one along here. And toolbox, and I think some weapon parts, maybe. Filing cabinets. Just check all these tables as well for random items. See, got some looper beans. And along here. And here. And that is all I really loot for capital. If you are getting camped, then as in an emergency, you will likely break your legs, but you can jump out here. And for the next drop, just try to land on that little railing. And yeah, like pre-PK before you run out. This is only if you're getting camped by like a big squad and yeah, you're just screwed. And that is it for capital. Now for Empire, if you spawn right at Empire, then you can quickly come and check if this safe is lootable. Sometimes it's lootable, sometimes it isn't. Otherwise, I don't spend any time out here because a lot of scavs can be here and just murder you while you're looting. I also don't go around here that often. Just if you go too far there, that's where the claimer is and you'll die. Some filing companies there, but like it's kind of a high traffic area. I don't want to be caught looting here. If anything, I'll just run straight up. If I don't spawn close, then you need to be very careful of players in all of these corners. But if I spawn close, then I'll loot the tech crate, like PC, all the tables. Not usually the filing cabinets because they take too long. But loot this first because this area has line of sight. Like if someone comes up behind you, then they turn and you're instantly there. And then loot the other areas like a crate there. I don't loot here, this little section, because of this giant window. I've gotten sniped by Colante a few times. Not in the low level lobby, not in the level 20 and below lobby, but in like 21 plus. Colante can spawn. And then loot along here, weapon parts. And toolbox and crate, loose items, and PCs. And that is pretty much all I loot for Empire. See my full Ground Zero guide in the description below if you want to learn more about the map. On streets, I focused on the Minimall, Pinewood, and the factories. There are a lot of additional side areas that I'd occasionally dip into if I spawn near them, or if they were on my way. The Minimall route starts up here. You could spawn in there, over there, or inside here. We'll just start over with this building. These two are pretty bad right now. I expect them to get slowly buffed as the wipe progresses, but right now I just like very quickly go through and see what I can pick up. Some bard item can spawn there. Got a jacket. Toolbox can spawn there. Toolbox and some loose bard items and food. Some items there and down here. Sometimes a gold spawn up there. And tech items and bard items down there. Now we'll go upstairs. And we can get like bard items. I've gotten a Tetris once there, but it's usually pretty bare. And I check here and down there, and loose bard items and tech items down there as well. I used to loot in here, but I stopped getting anything around here, and so I just skip it now. And just food, and I think just food, random food, and maybe some bard items. There. We'll go down. Check if anyone's coming up behind you. You just want to like check all of these tables, mouse over it because stims and gold swans can be hidden. So you want to look for the white dot rather than actually checking for loot, like visually. You just want to look for the dot and check all here. Stims can spawn, and I think paper in these shelves. Intel can spawn there-ish, or is it there? It's somewhere along here. Just check around the edge. It's been pretty bad for me, like this wipe. And also check down there, and of course the middle table. And you can just fold over this. Sometimes I cross the road to get the safe over there-ish, but usually I don't bother. You can jump or vault that. Now we can vault this, or if you want a bit more loot, we can go through here. And we have a filing cabinet and some loose items there. Copper Meldonin. And a duffel can spawn there. I think loose items can spawn there sometimes. And we have dead scav. I think there are randomly duffels and or toolboxes around the edge that can spawn occasionally. Now we can breach this. So this is just the upstairs of the door that we could vault through. You can vault back this way, but if you want, but it's a bit tricky. And up here, I usually skip this unless I have the Beluga key, but for my first 100 mil, I didn't bother with any keys at all. But yeah, just like food around here, and if you really want to loot it. And a duffel can spawn sometimes in there. Jackets, duffel, dead scav, and food along the tables. But this wipe so far for the 100 mil, I just skipped all of that and checked along these tables for food. Food and drink. Here you just want to like mouse over all the cushions because like bitcoins and gold swans and money and stuff, and even an AWL can spawn kind of hidden in there. We just want to vault through here. So see how we got window there and there, but there's no window here, so you can just vault straight through. Easy. Vault up here and break this one. In all these little piles of meds on the ground, like these little bandages and whatever that is, meds can occasionally spawn, so just give it a quick look as you're running past it. Toolbox. Sometimes a gold spawn in there or a loose item. Toolbox can spawn there and some loose barter items. And also meds up here. And meds there. Sometimes I go downstairs, so our goal is to go over there, but if I need more loot, then I'll come down, hit the dead scav there. And there can be some like loose items on the ground. Just check as you're running along. Dead scav there. And some more loose items occasionally. But we'll go back up. Barter item can spawn there. Toolbox and dead scav. And loose items there. And I think some toolboxes or duffels can randomly spawn along the edge. I think a toolbox, pretty sure a toolbox can spawn there. Be careful, especially later in white, peeking through there because that's where Colonte can spawn. So I'll just come down here. Dead scav. Come around. And loose items. I think a duffel or a toolbox and loose items. Let's check all along the side here. Another duffel. And duffel can spawn there. Toolbox. And loose items can spawn on these shelves. There and there. And crate. Then we have, I think, a toolbox, duffel, and jacket, and crate, and also loose items on these sort of white sheets. And yeah, check that. Duffel, filing cabinets, and also loose items can spawn back there, and I think sometimes there. And we can just vault over this. Got to vault. Yep. Come back here. We have a big tech crate there, toolbox, and some loose items there. Toolbox can spawn here. And some loose bar items here. And like on the table, rusted bloody key can spawn there, and a toolbox right there. And you can get some loose like power banks and random different items back here. All along here. Very rarely though. So I only check if I'm really desperate. There are like 2 or 3 duffels over there, but I almost never loot it just because of the risk of Scavs shooting me. PC and some loose items here. But rarely loot that for the same reason. And then we have Klimov over here. Check there for extra campers. Signal, look for the signal flare area notification. Pop it. And run. You can hit these dead scavs as well after you pop the flare. There's one there. 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 And one more over here. But it's pretty risky. So only if you're desperate. And then just run out to extract. For Pinewood, I usually start on this corner. So we've got the Pinewood Hotel sign there, Spaja there. Over there is Lexus, and down there is the sewer and the factory area there. So starting here. Get a duffel there. And also up here. Toolbox can spawn there, and loose bar items. Loose items along the side here on table. And I think a toolbox there. Dead scav. Often I'll run down and then come back up because we can get a suitcase, duffel, and duffel. Run up, run up. Some loose items around. But usually I just hit the 2 purple suitcases, one there and one there, and toolbox. Here we can get meds on the ground and med bag, dead scav, just meds on the table as well. Then a duffel and another duffel there. And a toolbox underneath the stairs there. The duffel over there. Dead scav. Some loose items. Just check around. Like see. I usually skip these side rooms because there's almost never any loot. And also almost never in the bathroom. And I pretty much never check in there as well. Here is a good time to check for sniper scavs. You can tap them before going down. And I'll come in here, hit that suitcase, spawn there, and check for loose items around there and up there. Just watch out for sneaky scavs coming up. And dead scav. A lot of loose bar items in here. There is more loot down there. But I pretty much never hit it anymore. I used to. But it's pretty garbage. Pretty garbage. And then there can be gold swans behind here. And some like food and drink and stuff there. There is like a med store called Dental over there with some med spawns, but it's been pretty bad. Last up was quite bad, so now I kind of just skip it. But there's like filing cabinets there as well. But yeah, I pretty much skip it now. And then run out here. And anywhere along here you can pop the green flare. Just wait for the signal flare area notification. Aim a center screen about here and it'll shoot fairly high. And then just keep running until you start extracting. For the factory area, we'll start at damaged house. So it's damaged house extract there. And the theater, cinema, whatever you want to call it. And we'll start with this corner restaurant. Here I'll just loot it like on my way out. If I have damaged house extract, then you know you can get like weapon crate, duffels, food all along these tables here. I guess especially like early wipe when you need to you know top up a little bit on food and water. It's great to top up just before you get out so you don't have to worry about it in your stash. Like duffel, just all along here, food and drink, duffel. I think another duffel back here. And there. Yeah, like especially if you're looking for items for like acquaintance, like noodles and stuff, Iskra, Tushonka, you can quickly dip in there. And then we'll go out to here, duffel, couple of PCs, and filing cabinets, and loose items on the table. Go around here next. Big med crate. Get your Slayer was early. And another filing cabinet. It's pretty easy to get turned around in here, so just like keep looping around until you keep your sense of direction. So damaged houses over there. Loose barred items down here. And down there. We'll start by going upstairs. Loose barred item there, there. Abandoned factory mushroom is over there, but I haven't found it to be worth like the price. It can get pretty expensive. Loose barred items here, and up there and there. But if you really want to hit it, then yeah, why not? Why not? Loose barred items here, there, there. They can really blend in, like, because this, what would you call it? Terrain or textures, pretty messy, so it's kind of hard to spot the barred items, but definitely worth looking through all here. You know, you never know what you're going to find. Another crate there and through here. That one there. There are some loose barred items down there as well. Just check it all on the ground. You can like come from any direction to loot this area, so you don't have to like follow my exact pathing. I like to come out here and loot this crate by like hitting F on it and then crouching. So it's very, very safe because otherwise you're just risking someone peeking through there and killing you. And then we'll go over here. Over here. We're going to come back. I don't usually loot the entirety of the factory area because if you do, then you have to do a lot of double backing. So I usually like loot 2/3 of it. So that I don't have to, yeah, double back. Duffel, dead scav there. And a food crate. Oh, med bag there. Food crate out there. But I would only hit that maybe if I spawn very close right at the start of the raid. Med bag, stims and meds on these shelves. And up there. Shelves. Right there. Table there as well. And another med bag, I thought, somewhere there. Loose items here, med bag, loose items there, and med bag can spawn there, or med box. If you go out there and turn right, at the end you'll find another food crate and some food on the tables. But I don't normally hit it. So now we'll go this way. We're going to loop all the way down. So we've come up from damaged house, gone out, come back. In a real raid, I would like, yeah, loot maybe those crates, and then hit this restaurant and then go do the Pinewood route that you may have already seen. But yeah, we're just going to cover everything on the factory area in this section. And ammo and food can spawn all along here, and some meds there, and up here on the ground on all these tables. You can actually get occasionally decent ammo, so don't spend too long. Also, a jacket can spawn there. Don't spend too long, but just quickly have a glance as you're running past. Duffel, and I think a duffel can also spawn on this side, maybe? Crate, and another duffel up there. Let me pop another stim. Sewer extract is over there. So we have some jackets, ammo box, loose bard items here and on the shelves, med bag, and I think some jackets there and filing cabinet. Now we're gonna get a little bit zigzaggy, so bear with me. Just the location is a little bit confusing. So this is audit, where you have to go for your audit quest. There can be gold spawns back there. Duffel, toolbox and jacket, and another toolbox over here. But usually early wipe I kind of avoid this because of the number of people coming for their audit quest, which is upstairs. Financial institution small. I used to loot these, but then I kept getting pushed by squads with no way out while I was like looting up here. So that's financial institution key there. But yeah, I really would not recommend looting them. But it's kind of, I guess it's handy to know that there's loot here so that you know why other people might be up here. But yeah, upstairs is a quest and then there's locked rooms there. So now we're going to actually go back. We're kind of zigzagging a little bit. Back here. And I do regularly loot this. So we'll open that door as prep. But when we come back down, toolbox, loose, bard items all along the ground. Another toolbox can spawn there. And just check for loose items here. We'll go down, suitcase, food along here. And another suitcase can spawn there. Can I go any faster? SJ12 will help with the energy and hydration. You can get loose food item there, I think. Used to be you can get items around here, but I haven't found any recently. Duffel, tech crate, food all on these tables. And weapon box. And gold spawns back here. That's the hive where you need the relaxation key. But it's pretty risky to loot this. And safe on the road, which is also pretty risky to loot. This is Alkatochka. And we have some food spawns here. We'll cover the first floor first and then we'll go up. Filing cabinets and like loose items all along these shelves and on the ground. And this is a bunch of food. Moonshine, I occasionally get in here, so keep an eye out. Because moonshine kind of blends in really well. Just check all along the edges here for like food, bard items, tech spawns, drink, ammo here as well, there, up there, all along here. Sometimes diaries and manuals along here. You just want to get good at scanning, like check there, and there. We want to get good at scanning around. Toolbox. Open that and check up there for food, drink, ammo, stuff like that. Mini little cute duffel. Check all around. Meds can spawn around here. And check along the sides here. Meds and a gold spawn there. And maybe on the table, I've got stims down here as well. Med bag and food and stuff there. And also meds in here and stims. That is it for Alkatochka. We'll go down. And out. Dead scav, kind of risky to loot. And another food crate. I've been looting this food crate from inside. You can kind of hit it. But it's still pretty exposed, but at least it's better than looting it from the outside. You know, that this would be horrible. Horrible way to loot. And then, you know, from factory, whatever direction you're coming from, you can either get out sewer or damaged house, or if you spawn here, then I would head through Pinewood and get out Cleanmov. I have been skipping MVD, but if you're full of loot and you don't want to hit Pinewood, then you can go around this way. And there's an exit on that side and you can get out. Clean off. Now for cinema, there's a bunch of toolboxes and duffels and dead scavs around in cinema. Go to the side shop first. Duffel, dead scav, and I think a duffel somewhere over there. We'll go out. And up. Oops. Toolboxes can spawn around here. And if you go up these stairs, and all the way to the top, there can be a toolbox, but we'll go this way first. Toolboxes can spawn up here, and I think 1 or 2 can sometimes spawn down below. And I think a few duffels, maybe there-ish. Toolboxes and loose barred items can spawn there. And also toolbox here. Yeah. And we'll actually go up here. You get like random food and drink on some of these chairs, and I think I feel like a duffel or a toolbox here. Then just check like medbox, check all these chairs. There's a lot of duffels around here. Just check all around the back. Pop another SJ12. A lot of duffels all along here. Check for food and duffels, and a toolbox can spawn back here. And yeah, just check all around. There are a few crates down there, but I pretty much never go down there because like a lot of scavs can spawn down there while shoot you while you're looting. And then on the other side, you can get a weapon crate, med box, and I think like a gold spawn there. Also, I don't really loot it too often, but in there behind the counter there's 2 PCs. And you can hit that on your way to Courtyard if you really want to. Just up from theater, we have Realestate. I don't normally hit this anymore because a lot of people have figured out that there's like a lot of filing cabinets here and gold swans in the locked room above. So yeah, loot it if you feel like risking people coming and pushing you while you're looting. But anyway, there's duffel, loot on this table, filing cabinet, duffel. Oops, go up here. Locked door that has some gold swans on the table, but yeah, it's not really worth going out of your way for it. And there's a duffel, and I think just loose items on these tables. The duffel. And duffel. And yeah, that is Realestate. Here we have museum. The Astronaut is over there. Expo over there. Go in here. Gold spawns on all of these, and duffel, but very low chance of gold spawns. So you've just got to like quickly mouse over it and see if you get something. Toolbox, or duffel can spawn there. And a couple of jackets. Gold spawns down here and on the bed, but very rare. And on all these chairs, table, side bench, all along here, and like food and stuff. Can spawn there. And then if we go at the back, you can get often another duffel or toolbox or 2. So just want to check back here. Now for Astronaut, we'll go around here. You can come from either direction. And go in here. Going up would be the Rusted Bloody Orky. And PC, Dead Scav. Here you have some filing cabinets, PC, toolbox, I think duffel, yep, and occasionally some gold spawns on here, and I think there as well, a couple of PCs and filing cabinet. Then we'll go over here, and duffel, and PC. This unlootable, maybe, you know, they may have actually added a key for that this way, but there hasn't been a key for that, you know. And filing cabinet, and an actual lootable safe and another PC. And random stuff on the table can spawn random spawns on the table. And that's it for Astronaut. But yeah, you could come in from this direction if you want. If you like spawn at museum, you come through here. So there's Astronaut, and this is, I don't know what to call this, but it's a green building right next to Astronaut. And we'll go in here. And there are some filing cabinets and a duffel. We'll go over here where we can get, I think, a toolbox there or there, and some loose spot items up there. And finally, a bunch of actually lootable PCs. Dead scav there. I've found a LEDX here once, but meds can spawn there. And occasionally some food around here. Now for Golden World, really you just want to check like on all these table podium things and on the ground for gold spawns. Like all along the ground here. They can be very easy to miss. So just all along the ground, all here. Give it a quick squiz and get out. Now for the Unity Credit Bank, or the Concordia Bank, you might know it as. There are a lot of just duffels and filing cabinets and like loose loot on tables, on benches, filing cabinets. Weirdly, a lot of the PCs aren't lootable. It's kind of odd. And just to like check around on the ground, on all the chairs, and sometimes duffels, and go through here, duffel, check on all the tables and chairs, and duffels, filing cabinets. I think in here, yeah, in here there's more filing cabinets. And even more. Pretty safe to loot. Even more filing cabinets. At nighttime, I think sometimes I'll shoot out the lights, so that if there are like scavs or players running on the road, it's hard for them to see me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I loot in the bank. Just a lot of containers, really.